former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. LSU will put a foot to it for the opening kickoff. And he's not going to take the touchback. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. They'll go to the ground. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
And they can't make the connection on third down, but hold everything. There is a flag. Let's see what that's about. And the Rebels will punt this one away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. He'll keep it himself. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And that's exactly what the defense wants you to do. Go east-west, and the quarterback gets strung out, doesn't pull the trigger and really make a decision. You'd like to see him stick his foot in the ground, get north-south, get more of a plus yardage on this play. Nice job by the defense.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Back to throw. It's Clemens. Might be looking to run. Fires on the move. Finds his man. It's Ginn. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it up to 34. Just about any LSU offense will make you hold your breath when they play pitch and catch.
Yeah, just such elite playmakers usually. Just such speed. And listen, when you're a defense, speed kills. And LSU, no matter who plays quarterback, they always got dudes that can fly out wide that absolutely scare you.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
Making side adjustments here. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. It's complete to the right. Breaks into the open. And he's brought down after a nice gain. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down? That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn that field, and you saw that right there.
Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Little touch pass to the receiver. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
Well, and on the push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Dropping back, it's Clemens. And he was pushing for that goal line, but the D stopped him at the 2.
When you got a weapon this good at tight end, the quarterback, you've got to look his way, especially in this area of the field, because remember, it's the red zone where these windows are so small. Nice job getting the completion and picking up the first.
LSU lining up first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals.
And I like the running back's vision. He sees the hole, explodes through it. He knows where the goal line is, gets in the end zone, gets 6.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. So they started that drive barely into opponent's territory and went 48 yards. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle him, wear him out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard games just because of the body blow effect.
Oh, lack of concentration that time by the receiver. If he catches it, it's going to be a first down. You just have to look that ball in. Do what you do every single day in practice. In your sleep. That's a bad break for the offense early.
Bringing the heat. Turning it on. He goes out of bounds after the big play, but there is a penalty marker on the field. Let's see what that one's about. This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. So close to cashing it in for this offense. Makes the catch. Touchdown, Ole Miss. Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
And this offense shows you why they are really hard to stop. The long, explosive run. You think everybody's thinking run, pile in the box. The play-action pass. They can beat you with the run. They can beat you with the pass. This is a tough offense to stop.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Snags it over the middle. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
That RPO play was run to perfection. The run fake forced and sucked the defense up, and a nice job on the route by the receiver, not telegraphing that he was breaking to the inside on the slant.
The Tigers, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Off play action on first down. Looking down the middle. Makes the grab.
That's a really nice job holding that pass in, and you think LSU has just been such a breeding ground in recent years for receivers. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, OBJ, Jarvis Landry, they all have the ability to make a play anywhere on the field, and that's what this guy can do. You can line him up anywhere. He can run routes at all three levels of the secondary. The defense has to know where he is lined up every single play.
And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
And I think that time he was trusting his pocket awareness and his arm a little bit too much. You've got to remember, you're one of the best athletes in the country playing the position. If you see a crease, you've just got to take off and get it.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. To the air, it's Clemens. Snares it outside, it's Ginn. Crosses the 35, out of bounds there. Nice pickup on the play, spotted at the 32. We played one, and we are right back where we started, all tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. They fought to a standstill in the first. Let's see who gets the edge early in the second. So they had a chance to talk over this third down play to open the period. Trying play action. Looking for space to the left. He'll try to do it himself. Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground.
It's going to be tough on this defense containing this guy because he's got that sixth sense to get outside the pocket, and at that point, he's thrown it and hurt you, or you can take off and run. That time able to get the first down. Big challenge for the defense moving forward.
And the Tigers had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. He's got it on the move. And he'll run into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers! If you're able to move the ball in a drive like that, the most overrated stat in football would be field position.
Agreed, and I think confidence is big right now after that last drive. To be able to flip the field like that, not just do it, but go down and score a touchdown. Running and throwing. For this offense now moving forward in this game, that last drive is going to pay big dividends.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. They'll run it from the gun. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. They'll run the option. He'll pitch it. And the fourth option there is to throw it in reverse, and that's what happened on that one.
And that just looked off. The timing, the rhythm, I don't know what it was, but usually that option, man, it's so precise, right? Like really quickly making a read, and you could tell they weren't on the same page. It went absolutely nowhere. Defense won that rep.
Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge third down coming. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Fires to the big fella. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on third down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You've set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time they had it. Much better field position this time. time around. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Guys, you just say Magnolia Bowl, and it sounds elegant and pristine and reserved. And Ole Miss and LSU, anything but. Charges clock malfeasance, downright cheating back in the old days just to get a leg up in this rivalry game.
It feels like they've been playing this game since the Louisiana Purchase and Napoleonic Law. They've been playing it forever down south in an area of the country where sometimes it just feels like it matters more. I can't wait to see what happens today.
Man, I love
Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab.
Man, that's a tough play to make. When you're that far down the field and you're trying to control your body and run as you're laying out, that's a really great effort, really good concentration, and that is how you make your quarterback look really good.
They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. The sure hands, it's Evans. And a 9-yard gain on first down leaves them with second and short.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
Unloads to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. From the gun, running back gets the gift. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Looking to fire. And he left that one short, tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
The Rebels come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Oh, they're after him. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
And usually when a QB takes off and scrambles, it's because the defense didn't do a great job keeping lane integrity, not keeping him in the pocket, letting him get outside, and then he can do damage. And it's the next play that you have to play instead of just the original pass. So defense has got to do a better job of keeping that guy in the pocket.
And the Rebels have it with a 1st and 10. To the air on first down. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for 2nd down. Back to pass. Here comes the heat. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
Man, there are defensive players out there that can just take games over, and that's what's happening with this guy right now. He is not cooperating with the offensive game plan. A sack on 2 consecutive plays, and now on 3rd down, you know he's pinning his ears back again.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Wow, that quarterback is lucky there. If you're going to take a chance like that on 3rd down in your end of the field, you better be right, because that should have been picked and returned for a touchdown. This offense is lucky now they're getting a chance to punt this ball away.
And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Might be changing the route. Wants to throw. It's Clemens. Fires to the wideout. A strike downfield. LSU right back to the line. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. Looking to throw on first down. Get it out to the supersonic guy. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Finds a tight end. Shoved out of bounds. They'll mark him down in the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work.
Man, this quarterback is having himself a day. Over 200 yards in the first half. It was hard enough for Palmer to get over 200 in a game, more or less in a first half.
They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Under fire. Cannot get away. It is a huge sack, and I can't imagine what he was thinking on that play.
Well, obviously, at this point in the first half, the defense is finding themselves in a hole. You just get the feeling if they're going to get back in this, they're going to need more plays like that. They're going to need sacks. They're going to need turnovers. They're going to have to create negative plays to get themselves some momentum.
Second down, he'll throw it. Quarterback now breaking the field. Stands in and takes the hit. He's got it. Huge gain before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it first and goal.
On a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Looking downfield, it's Clemens. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him, and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Didn't make him sweat at all. It's good. And that will extend their lead even further.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Coverage team there to make the stop. They avoid disaster, and that's the end of the first half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Just about set to get this second half underway. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They go to work in the third quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the second half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively, by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right. That pocket has been shaky, and if it continues to be that way in the second half, this could be a much different looking football.
And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense understanding, listen, that QB is a threat, and they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
They'll send the back in motion. Looking to pass. It's Clemens. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. LSU will bring the punt team on the field. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. They'll start this drive with a pass. A little screen to the running back. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning.
And on those screen passes, I want those defensive linemen to run right up the field, and I want to throw it right over their head where I got some space and I can get my running back going. That is the opposite of what happened right there. There was no space. He couldn't even get going.
The Rebels with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Back to pass on second down. Here comes the rush, and they've got it wrapped up at the 28.
Well, they're able to get the negative play, great individual effort. I know LSU's defense always goes by DBU, but they've had some big-time players up front on that D-line, too. You think recently, guys like Marcus Spears, Glenn Dorsey, Kiki Mingo, Daniil Hunter, dudes that can line up one-on-one. These guys were like avatars with their frames. So difficult to block and so athletic. That's what this guy reminds you of sometimes.
On fourth down, they'll throw for it. Grabbed behind the line, it's Reed. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down.
And they are showing you their intentions early in the game. It's fourth down, you're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
Give to the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And coming out in the second half, this offense, they needed to establish this run game. They needed to get something going. They're losing. They've got to find a way to get a flow, to get a rhythm. And so far here to start this second half, defense picking up where it left off.
To the air on second down. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
This is a situation here in the third quarter this offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They didn't want to get down on the scoreboard like this, and all of a sudden have to throw the football when the defense knew that was going to happen. The incompletion there is not a big surprise. This defense knows what's coming, and it's all because of the points right now on the scoreboard.
And you thought maybe in the second half this offense could just find a rhythm, find something to take advantage of this defense, but the defense has really had their number, not putting up a lot of points, and again, an empty possession right there.
Nice job to make the fair catch at the 16, make sure that ball didn't bounce into the coffin corner. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. They go to the ground. There he goes. He's at the 30. He's at the touchdown LSU. And the pummeling has started. They've extended the lead and taken control here in week 9. They've extended this lead, guys, but sometimes in a rivalry game, you get down and you fight back that much harder.
Man, you've seen crazy comebacks and crazy swings of momentum in rivalry games. You just need that first thing to break your way, Paul.
I think it really comes down to their key playmakers, David. They can come back, but these guys need to take ownership. Now's the time. In this type of game, they have got to step up and start making plays.
The Ole Miss offense ready to
this game, but they have to get to work on this drive. And good coverage by the defense, just a short game.
Really nice job by the quarterback understanding I needed to throw this ball hard. Like, I got to fit it in there tight. And a nice job by the wide receiver wearing it, because he really didn't have a choice, because he was going to wear that one regardless.
Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Never really got that return cranking, but the offense is set up at the 30.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
And now this offense will take the field again. Give to the running back. He gets it across the 25 to the 24. Give him 5 on the carry.
And it's really nice to have a workhorse running back that you know you can feed and get productive gain after gain. Now over 100 yards. You've already got some separation on the scoreboard. I would continue to feed this workhorse.
From the gun, they'll try the middle. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
We've seen this guy have tons of success. He had over 100 yards right before that run, but defense gets the better of him there. Nice job of adjusting up front. Good job being physical by that D-line, too.
A little less room to work with now as the ball's at the 28 and it's 3rd and long. The offense changing the play. To the air, it's Clemens. Unloads to the right. Makes a connection. Tight windows, no problem to grab the tackle, and it's first down in the red zone at the 10. So now with 1st and goal, let's see what LSU does here. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's going for the goal line. Touchdown, Tigers! And they take it in for 6 more points. If you want to know how to reach this guy, just send his mail to the end zone. That's where he lives.
He definitely is today. And I think the defense has to be getting a little sick and tired of the same guy beating them time and time again.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, guys, just wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the MAC. Central Michigan has the lead right now. Mount Pleasant has been jumping all week, but this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They are up by 7 over Western Michigan. The Maction never sleeps, and we'll circle back if anything big happens you should know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Touchdown, LSU. And they turn it into a defensive score.
You've got to be so careful as a quarterback throwing over the middle of the field with this linebacker. He is so good in coverage, reading the quarterback's eyes. He'll make you pay, and he did right there with that pick 6.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Now on the option. He'll toss it. Got enough for the first. He'll go out of bounds right at the 36-yard line, and the running game making its presence felt.
Well, this is an offense that has a lot of speed, and they have different guys they would love to get the football to in space, and they can find a lot of different ways to do that. I love the idea of going option here and trusting your quarterback to make the right read. If no one accounts for the pitch, man, he's going to get it to the outside, and you see the speed on the perimeter. Really clever play call that time by the O coordinator.
So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the 4th. They go back to work with a first down in the final period of this one. Wants to go up top on first down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
I would not want to be the offensive coordinator right now. This offense has a hard time completing the forward pass and making plays. And now you're down, and they know to rush the passer. They know the pass is coming. I'm not sure what the answer is because this offense is just struggling in the passing game.
Makes the grab. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They just keep firing. Pocket breaking down. They don't get nearly enough on third down. Fourth down coming from the 48.
You know, you wonder sometimes if this quarterback, because of the success he's had earlier in the game, running the ball, just thinks every time I scramble, something good is going to happen. I think that time, guys, he should have stayed in the pocket and tried to take a shot because it looked to me like he had a guy open downfield.
Trying to pick up the first out of the backfield. Will not get there. A fourth down stop.
Man, aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
They'll try the run. Look out, he's got room. Got enough for the first. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Big reason why his team has the lead right now late is because of his performance running the football. Well over 100 yards in this game. They knew that they were going to have to really put a lot of pressure on him. He'd have to shoulder the load, and he has delivered for his offense all game long.
They're going to go right back to him on first down.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got...
Oh, he's got some space. Recovers the fumble, and he's on the move. He's dragged down to the ground, but what a play there. Scoops up the loose football and moves the chains. I don't know if it was luck or aggression or just a fortuitous bounce, but at least they've got the ball back.
Well, one thing I do know, Reese, this running back has got to do a better job with ball security. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win this game. They're very lucky they were able to jump on top of that.
And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
They get him down, tough run, picks up 4, they'll mark it at the 19.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. The Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. They'll try to run for it. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense.
Keep the foot on the pedal if you're on offense here. You got that yardage. Yeah, you didn't get the first down, but you've set yourself up now to go for it here and keep this drive alive.
Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to take the 3. And he's already made 1. The holder will put it down at the 26 for a 36-yard try. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. And that'll add 3 more to a lead that is already way out of hand.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, fourth quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we looking pretty good.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Gives it on the option.
Listen, I'm not one for moral victories, and obviously they're trailing by a lot of points late in this game, and they are going to lose, but it is a good sign if you're the head coach of this team that you're seeing your guys guys out there still competing and still fighting until there's zeros on the clock.
Rush is on him. Gonna try to get it himself. Not a lot of room there. He'll pick up a few before he's forced out of bounds.
Well, I think you're starting to see some examples of why this guy is inexperienced in a freshman quarterback, right? Obviously, he's thrown a couple picks earlier in the game. That scramble right there, he's got to get down. He's got to take care of himself and slide. Great job, nice athleticism, good decision to take off scrambling and help his offense, but you really are seeing his inexperience shine through here in this game.
And the Rebels now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Gonna swing it on second down. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
And man, is that just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done things that really gives your coach confidence and makes you want to believe in them. This offense has a lot of work to do.
Oh, it's a fumble. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. The defense making the play to drive in the dagger with that fumble recovery, and they should be able to run out the clock. The Magnolia Bowl goes to LSU as the Tigers take care of Ole Miss. That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.